Welcome back to Tipping Point. I'm your host, Kara McKinney. Coffee and climate change. Who doesn't love to pour themselves a cup of joe as they intentionally destroy the planet? At least that's what the elites in Davos, Switzerland were arguing at the annual World Economic Forum meeting that just wrapped up. Swiss banker Hubert Keller lamented on stage how the production of coffee releases CO2 into the air. Wait until he finds out that the people buying, making, selling, and drinking the coffee are all emitting carbon dioxide too. Anyway, Keller claims we can completely reshape the coffee industry, which is a $250 billion industry annually, and make it more eco-friendly. But like with John Kerry calling for trillions of dollars to be pumped into the climate change scam, I only hear these guys greedily rubbing their paws together over how much money they think they can make by upending an entire industry that didn't even ask for their supposed help. To that point, in case using climate change as justification for this is still a bit too abstract for most people, he whipped out Old Reliable and lamented the poverty of most coffee growers and makers in the global south. But as the editor of The Sociable points out, quote, they're going after coffee farmers. When he says production is fragmented, he's saying it has yet to be captured by corporations and centralized. The coffee farmers in the globalist termed Global South are to be stripped of their livelihoods in the name of climate justice, end quote. If a giant corporation does their jobs for them or hires them and exploits them in other ways, we're supposed to drop to our knees and thank the world leaders at Davos for improving their livelihoods and for saving us from climate change all at the same time. There's also another phenomenon here at play, one that I didn't pick up on until I saw some Republican lawmakers going all Molon Labe, come and take it, over a proposed ban on Zyn. That's the new nicotine dip product that a lot of young guys are using these days. Like coffee, it functions somewhat as a stimulant, and like coffee, there are now calls from Democrats, led by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, to either ban it or to heavily restrict it. As this one ex-user who I follow points out insightfully, the left trying to ban Zyn reveals their fear of the power of stimulants. They export the Adderall supply to Ukraine but allow China to import fentanyl. You can't smoke cigarettes in restaurants, but it's okay to smoke weed in public. Drugs that make you fat and stupid are promoted, but they attack what makes you thin and driven. They want a nation of compassionate communists. Fear a nation of focused fascists. Again, jokes there, but it does make a lot of sense. Even this mad rush from the left to decriminalize literally everything, there are certain things they don't want to allow, and those things just so happen to be more associated with traits like being focused and sharp. But what if you don't want to go along with all of this? Well, another Davos speaker back in 2022 in a clip that's now going viral made sure to alert us all to the new technology being developed to keep track of our carbon footprint, our social credit score, in other words. Take a listen.
We're developing through technology an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
Joining us now to discuss is Mark Morano, the founder of ClimateDepot.com. Mark, thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you, Kara. I call it the wacky world of climate, but it's pretty scary stuff.
It is. I mean, look, they're developing all these apps. They want to keep track of our supposed carbon footprint. And I guess what they're going to add to that is how much coffee we drink. But are you surprised now that they've gone after meat, our light bulbs, our stovetops? They've gone after everything, our cars, and now they're coming after our coffee, too.
They are. First of all, what he said about the carbon footprint, this has been around since at least 2021 when the United Nations and MasterCard teamed up with a card called Docotomy that monitors your carbon footprint on every purchase. And the World Economic Forum praised this new MasterCard because it cut off your ability to spend once you hit your carbon max. And what he said about the monitoring, Al Gore and Google at last year's 2022 United Nations Climate Summit announced a partnership to monitor farms, factories, businesses so they could start monitoring every entity in the world's carbon footprint. I call it Big Al, as in Al Gore, is watching you. But for them now, and I think you hit it the nail on the head, Kara, when you said fragmented, for them to go after coffee, it's not like they want you to stop drinking coffee. They want to control the means of production.